Okay, I'm just gonna hope this has me in frame. Hi, welcome back to the Surface 6 YouTube channel. I'm outside today, which was a somewhat impulsive decision that I made. It's quite rainy and windy, so apologies for that. The sound might be a little bad, but I thought today would be a great time to talk about, out in the natural world, one of the least grass-touching things existing in the current global environment, which is AI. I don't like AI. What a shock. It is just a pastiche of everything that everyone puts into it. And I don't like how it's been taking artists' work and using it without their consent. But at the same time, you might be thinking, owner of the Surface 6 YouTube channel, you use AI in your videos, and if you know, the original Surface 6 channel started as an experiment that I was doing to see how people would interact with AI generated content. I would use CapCut's AI to create these videos, automatically generated videos about Melbourne's train lines, and they would just clickbait. And I wanted to see how AI slop, which it was, behaved on the internet. And after that experiment ended, I felt too bad about making that type of content, because realistically, that content is having an environmental impact, and I was against that. So I took it down and I replaced it with videos that I actually enjoy making and that actually matter to me. In the current global environment, I think AI is one of the most divisive things. There's people on the internet who are solidly pro-AI, and to that I say, babes, Elon Musk does not care about you. OpenAI does not care about you. They just want to use your data to make money. On the other hand, there's some people who I can actually really sympathize with, who are completely against AI and who wouldn't want to interact with someone who did use AI. And I can respect that. People like artists are having their passion threatened by artificial intelligence. And I can definitely understand that. I always strive to be someone who has the least negative impact on the world as possible. And thus, I participate in things like boycotts, but yet, I haven't boycotted AI. I still use AI. Do I feel a little bad about that? Yes, I do. But I was talking to one of my friends recently, and they brought up this point about cognitive dissonance, i.e., letting two contradictory statements exist as truth in your mind at the same time. And realistically, AI is part of the next global phase of technology. I think that if AI has the capacity to contribute positively to the way I interact with the world, then that is a positive use of AI. I think that instead of being anti-all AI, we should be more pro-ethical AI. And I know that the majority of people who are anti-AI are in reality just anti-unethical AI, but realistically, our society is becoming increasingly technocratic. I hate how the way that in the United States, the leaders of the country are people who have billions of dollars from technology and who are actively stealing work to make generative AI. I'm almost resigned to it, as are a lot of other progressive voices. I do feel like there's increased resistance to it lately, but after the US election result in 2024, I feel like a lot of progressive people have sort of given up on trying to foster that change that we were all waiting for, that we've all been looking forward to. We all sort of felt like there would be an ultimate progressive goal, an ultimate societal reform where society would shift towards being a more progressive and accepting society. And after 2024 US election, that didn't happen. There's a lot of things that I, as a consumer in a capitalist country, still participate in, even though they are unethical. And we should all work towards having more ethical lives, but at the same time, you do need to have a bit of cognitive dissonance to get you through the day. I watched the 2018 Netflix show Holly Hobby. I definitely do recommend watching that show. I know it's a kids show, and I know I'm almost 16 and shouldn't be watching kids shows anymore, but I just need some like progressive change from young people in my life, and I think we all do need that. We are the young leaders of the future, and if we are a positive progressive voice, then we can go a long way in building a better society for tomorrow. Ultimately, our society has an empathy shortage, and I just feel the best thing that we can do as people is be a little less cut and dry, see the nuance in things, and have empathy for other people. And that's the most important thing we can do as members of society. So that's my opinion. Feel free to voice yours in the comments. Bye.